still floating?
Well, it's recording.
Then you should be talking then.
I don't know. I mean, this is Gothic Doctor. This is our first time looking at Gothic Doctor. We haven't played it or read the rules. Looks like there is a lot of text on the cards, which is telling me that we're probably going to have to do QR codes. Sure, if this is the final art, I'll have to email them, but I guess the art doesn't matter too much. I'll have to go through and sort these because it looks like there are quite a few repeats in this deck. These look like reference sheets, so these are probably going to be full pages of Braille. Put a QR code and do Braille like I did with Munchkin, and what the QR code will actually go on the back of the deck, or sleeve, and the name of the card will be on the front, so you'll be able to read "It's Not That Bad" on there, or "Second Opinion," or "Hypochondriac." If in the Braille and everything else, you'd have to use the QR code. Computer here, I've just opened the Gothic Doctor folder, and I can see on here backer version, or deluxe version, Kickstarter version, standard version, and that's telling me that there are a lot of different versions. So read and figure out what all the information is, what the difference in the different versions are, and that's going to be an issue. Patient deck. So it looks like we got the different patients here. Now some of these I remember I transcribed already from the print version, but others I haven't. That's what I'm going to do is on each of the cards there's these different symbols. These are the ones that are for important for gameplay. So to do this legendary guy, you need to have a close shave, and some other things. So each one of these symbols will have a letter tied to them. This says what group that they belong to. That's gameplay important in some cases, and profit obviously is gameplay important. That will be on a QR code that I'll make, so the blind players will still have access to this if they want to read who Renfield is. Gothic Doctor right now I just have a text file. And in the text file you can see it says how many copies of the card, what this card provides. These are the basic cards that you use, that you spend. So this is like almost currency in this game. There's some action cards in here, the different monsters that you're trying to cure. So on this monster card you can see I've listed all the resources you need to spend to cure them, which are right here. Exorcism. These are just like the 4 different icons that you saw on the other card. Then it has the name of the card, how much it costs, and this particular one is a legend. Legends are worth more points and harder to cure. This lists the type, that's gameplay important. So this right here, this portion right here I'm going to put in Braille. This portion right here for all the cards is only going to be on the QR code. Probably the QR code I'll also include that so that they can read everything if they want to. And then players who don't know Braille as well could use that if they wanted to, which I don't know how quickly you can actually play if you're bothering to do that. But that is for the player to decide, not me. Here I'm making up all the QR codes. Okay, this one I need to do one for Jack the Ripper. So the process I go through is pretty simple. Now that I have everything, once I have everything typed, I'll go and I'll copy it. And I've just been using a website to do it. So I'll take the text, place it here, and that'll create the QR code. I download the QR code. I'm not sure I did the right one because it updated. Alright, so I download the QR code, and then I go into Word and I do this. This will eventually be placed on a sticker sheet. So I put in the QR code that's right here. That one was for Jack the Ripper, so that says Jack the Ripper. So I place that right here, resize it to the appropriate size so that it'll fit on the stickers that we're going to be put out. Make sure that it's in front of the text, and then I go on and do the next one. I've typed up all the cards for Gothic Doctor. I've already done the QR codes for them, but right now I'm going to start doing the brim. Make sure that each one of these cards is going to be on a different one on the table. So each one of these is a different line. So I found the easiest and quickest way to do it is to actually take it and throw it into Excel for a second. Once I have it in Excel, everyone is in a different part of the table. I can go ahead and throw it in Word. Next thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to go to Tiger and I'm going to translate document. And this is going to take a while. It goes through and it just automatically runs a script. And the script converts it into an ASCII format that will be Braille. Depending on how I or what font I use, it'll either look like Braille or it'll look like this, which is just the ASCII version. And get rid of all the margins. The embosser is nice because it doesn't really need to have much in the way of margins. I'm going to put it 2 columns and format the table. It's for 2.5 by 3.5 cards. So
show that again, please.
Word is that it never seems to quite do what I want. See, that's nothing. Alright, I don't know if you need to film me messing with Word. And now we're finishing up Gothic Doctor. This is the same sheets that we had embossed the other day. You saw me working with them in Word. This has all the text of the cards, or at least most of the text. Some of the action cards, we weren't able to fit all the text on. What I've done is, this right here is a reference sheet that has the full text of all of the cards on them in alphabetical order, so they can either use this as a reference, or they can scan the back of it with the QR codes. And the QR codes, this doesn't include the flavor text. The QR codes actually do include the flavor text. When someone's assembling a kit, they'll take one of these, they'll put the code on the back of the card, and that'll be what they do to assemble it. So they'll put one of these on the back, one of these on the front. It's in the same order, so it shouldn't be that hard to assemble. They have the reference sheets right here to figure out the full text of cards. The cards that I could fit the full text on, I did. Cards that couldn't, it just says the reference sheet, so they can either do that or scan the QR code. We've included the sleeves right here for the assembly, and that's our kit for Gothic Doctor. And this is typical of a lot of our kits. So all of these are going to be packaged in here, and it'll be on the 64-ounce game store as soon as Gothic Doctor starts hitting the hands of backers of Gothic Doctor.